So, what will you see on this channel? I'm not going to discuss stupid CRUD controllers or database connectivity. I want to focus on really interesting things: architecture, application design, and patterns, and how to implement all of them into your solution. I'm not a professional in this field, but I want to improve my knowledge and share my successes with you through this channel. Today, I want to start with solid principles, specifically with the single responsibility principle. If you want to discuss things like polymorphism, OOP interfaces, patterns like bridge, decorator, proxy, and etc. things, you can subscribe on this channel right now, and I will upload all those videos in the near future. But I also want to say that I am going to make videos about code review. So we will find solutions, and I will try to rip apart them. So it will be like a fun for us. So, but now let's move on to the current video. Okay, when you start with Solid, you can come across this site and you will see 5 principles here: the single responsibility, open-closed, list code substitution, interface segregation, and dependency inversion principle. Let's start with the first and I think the most important principle, the single responsibility. This principle is about how you understand your model, how you realize which fields and properties must be there and which ones cannot be there at all. And you also have to provide opportunity to modify your model through business methods. And it can be hard because there is anti-solid principles, and anti-single responsibility principle states that when you start following this principle, single responsibility, too radical, you will face with another problem. You will get a system where will be thousands and thousands classes which will contain only one line of code on, or only one method on, or only one field, and it's not good. Okay, and in more complex terms, by not following the single responsibility principle, you reduce the cohesion of your system, and you will end up with a situation where objects within a class are not logically related, and therefore the model will break. Let's look at this class. User has some fields and some methods, and there is also the constructor where we can create our user. And I've already noticed that the single responsibility SRP principle is broken here. Let's look at this and these fields. We can provide email and password as strings via constructor, and then the validation will be happening. Let's look at this validation. We check, do email and password match the regular expression, and if all things is okay, we say that the provided data is correct. But user doesn't have to care about email and password validness. It's not its responsibility. Email is another object with its own logic, with special parameters. That's why it should be extracted. And let's do it. I offer you to create email and password classes where you can concentrate all logic related to these stuffs. Okay, for example, we can write email validation and password validation as it was there. Okay, and now we can require not string but email and password. Okay, and here we can write email get email and password get password. And let's remove this validation because we don't need for this, and we can also remove these free methods. Okay, and now it looks better, much better. You can also change types of these fields, just write email and password here and here, and sometimes it will be better because not email, but some objects can contain more logic than email, and doing this you will be able to call business methods related to profile, for instance. But when we speak about domain-driven design, you should understand that you shouldn't keep profile as object inside the user class. And if you want, I can speak about, we can talk about domain-driven development in another video, and I want to do this video. I want to record this video, but now just leave these fields as strings. Okay. Now there is one unresolved problem. We give our user an access to database, and it's worse than when you delegate user email validation, for example, because doing this you break all your persistent system and allow user to save any data to database, and you don't know which data will it save to database. So and I offer you to create special service, user service, which will be responsible for user storage. Okay, but now just remove this method and do nothing related with database in the model class. Can we say now that this code is following the single responsibility principle? Not quite, but almost. Um we have a password and email, and there is validation logic here, and that's not good. I want to extract validation logic in special validators, which will be responsible for validation, and we will be able to use flexible validation for different objects. Let's start. Okay, I had created the special interface validator, parametric interface with only one method is valid, and then I created two implementations, simple password validator and email validator, and then I require validator via constructor in email and password classes. So, and this approach will enable you to create another validators. For example, for more sensitive data, you want to require stronger password, which will have more than 8 characters. And you can create another implementation of validator interface, and then put this validator here when you create the password. Okay, and it's better, it makes your code more flexible. So, and now there is no such tight coupling between user email password and validation layers. Okay, as I have already said, I'm not a professional in this sphere, but I try to show you how I see the single responsibility principle and how I try to follow this principle. Maybe I did some mistakes. This video is my first video on YouTube, but if you want me to record new videos about Solid or maybe about another architecture topics, you can write your comment below and subscribe to my channel. But today that's all. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.